Now, boy, a full house at the board meeting for Cincinnati Public Schools tonight as members are deciding the future of a century-old Walnut Hills Elementary School. Supporters of Frederick Douglass Elementary are at CPS's board meeting tonight trying to learn more about a plan that would impact hundreds of students.
Yeah, we've got a couple reporters out there. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is one of them, live right now with today's developments. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Mike and Tree. Yeah, members of the Cincinnati Public School Board are about a half an hour into their Monday night meeting. It began at 5:30, and among the voices they'll be hearing from are people who are opposed to closing Frederick Douglass Elementary School, a school that's been educating kids in Walnut Hills for more than 150 years.
We were blindsided by this information.
Blindsided, surprised, puzzled, all words spoken today by a couple dozen people who came together in front of Frederick Douglass Elementary in Walnut Hills.
And we are standing in solidarity to say to the Board of Education and the administration that this nonsense must stop immediately.
What East Walnut Hills pastor Jonathan Brown calls nonsense is the possibility that CPS board members could vote to close Douglass and send students about a mile away to Evanston Academy. It's a decision being driven in large part by the loss of tens of millions of COVID-19 relief dollars that came with an expiration date.
We heard nothing about this until last Monday, a week ago today.
Jeff Sutton leads a decision-making committee at Douglass. His lack of input in the board's decision-making process is a point of frustration for Mona Jenkins, as is the lack of an explanation from district officials.
I have heard nothing. Crickets. And even they at least make a sound. We have heard nothing.
Jenkins is president of the Walnut Hills Area Council. She and other supporters of Douglass Elementary made powerful statements that reflect how worried they are about the fate of this school building.
I just want to add, as just a white American person, for God's sake, this is not the 1930s, the 1940s, the 1950s. This is 2024. Give these kids their school. They need it badly.
Now, you might be wondering if Evanston Academy could handle a sudden surge of students from Douglass. School leaders say that if there is, in fact, a merger, Evanston would still have room for even more kids, so that's really not an issue. My colleague Lindsay Stone, she's inside CPS headquarters right now, covering the meeting. Again, it started about a half an hour ago. She'll let you know what the board decides one way or the other later on this evening. For now, reporting live here in Corryville, Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.